Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, those tuning in to our worldwide audience at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, we're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, this is part of our Music and News segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about something all of us have to be careful about, and that is distracted driving. With the holiday season in full swing and more people hitting the road, it's an important time to discuss the dangers and the impact of distracted driving. Joining us to discuss how we can put the brakes to distracted driving, we're excited to welcome two great guests to our broadcast today. We have Joan Woodward, who's the president of Travelers Institute, and Ryan McMahon, who's the senior vice president of Cambridge Mobile Telematics. They're going to talk to us not only about where you all can go for more information, but also some great things to keep in mind as well. Joan, Ryan, thank you, too, for the time. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much for having us on. You're right. Holiday season really is upon us, and so is holiday travel.
And so this is such an important topic. Joan, if you don't mind, I want to start with you. Can you tell us about the different types of distractions that drivers face on the road and how they can combat those this year?
Yeah, it's really a terrific opportunity to take a minute out of our day and think about distracted driving. So it's anything you do that doesn't keep your eyes and your mind on the road. So reaching for something in the back seat, eating, using your phone, anything that diverts your attention away from the road and really puts others at risk. So luckily, there are some simple tips we have for staying safe behind the wheel, and here's a few. So first, program that navigation or set up your podcast before you leave. Take a moment to be intentional and prepared. And two, speak up. When you see someone driving distracted, that's your moment. So send that signal to friends or family that's driving that it's not okay, it's not acceptable. And three, if you must take that call or send that text, pull over somewhere where you can be safe, and then you can do that.
Joan, those are some great practical tips that I think all of us, young and old, can really appreciate that. I mentioned you're the president, Joan, of Travelers Institute. Travelers recently did a survey that they released the details of. Can you share us more about what you found there?
Sure. Our risk survey shows that 70% of respondents see distracted driving as a bigger problem now than even a few years ago. Phone use continues to be the big problem. More than a quarter of our respondents admit to using social media while they're driving. I mean, even actively shopping, making a purchase while they're driving. I mean, this is alarming stuff. So one easy thing you can do is most smartphones allow you to block incoming notifications while you drive. So on that iPhone, it's called Driving Focus. And Android users, it's called Driving Mode. So activate that Do Not Disturb while you're driving mode. It will save lives.
Love that. Such great information. Ryan, I want to bring you into the conversation. Thank you also for being with us today. How do you assess when it comes to road risk, Ryan, and how can we measure it when it comes to our own lives?
Yeah, great question, and thank you. I think the real interesting element to consider is the same technology that is distracting us can actually help us understand our risk. And here is the bottom line. We measure driving behavior as assessed through sensors on a smartphone. And what we have seen is that when a driver is using their phone while they're driving, they're increasing their risk of crash by 300%. And it's not just the fact that the crashes occur. They occur with 40% higher speeds, which means a very, very significant increase in the amount of injuries that are occurring and, unfortunately, fatalities. And the data is a sobering reminder that getting behind the wheel is not a casual activity. There's a lot of responsibility, and, frankly, our roads are more dangerous than they were 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's really great for us to remember, especially with so many people hitting the road this time of year. Ryan, when I introduced you, I mentioned that you're the Senior Vice President for Cambridge Mobile Telematics. How are telematics programs promoting safer driving this time of year?
Well, luckily, as Joan mentioned, there's a number of tools that are actually available to individuals, and one of those tools is being brought to you by the insurance industry. Insurers are giving incentives to drivers to opt into telematics programs, usage-based insurance programs, and others that are effectively measuring an individual's driver safety, providing incentives back to those drivers, and encouraging them to get to where they're going, to be safe behind the wheel. And these are not small incentives. The insurance industry provides about $4 billion back to drivers that demonstrate their safety every year.
Wow. And
that number is going to continue to grow. So there's no reason not to make it to where you're going and to get paid a little bit more at the same time.
Hey, who would not like that? Great information, Ryan. Again, everyone, Joan Woodward, the president of Travelers Institute, and Ryan McMahon, the senior vice president of Cambridge Mobile Telematics, helping you guys to be able to put the brakes to distracted driving. Some great tips were shared here today, and some great incentives for us all as well. Joan, Ryan, really appreciate the two of you guys being on with us. Joan, start with you. How can our audience find out more information about Travelers Institute?
Sure. It's travelersinstitute.org, and we have lots of resources to help your listeners be safe this holiday season. And then Cambridge Mobile Telematics, it's cmt.ai.
All right. We'll make sure that we link that up for our audience, for our podcast as well. Thanks to the two of you for the great work you're doing and for spending some time with us today. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, again, part of our Newsweek and News segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let us go make today amazing. Take care.